All right, well, welcome to PTSM Live. My name is Bailey, and I'm your offsite host today. It is Memorial Day weekend, and I am celebrating with my family out here at the lake. Where y'all at today? Drop a comment below and let us know. But regardless of where you're at, we are about to have some fun with PTSM Live today. We're going to continue our series called Love, Hate, and Pastor Colby and a special guest are going to be bringing the message, so you don't want to miss that. Hang around for that. And we're talking about the way that love can be our filter. But before that, man, we love our small group leaders here in PTSM. And we've got these two small group leaders who have been killing it with their small group. The girls are connecting in amazing ways, and we wanted y'all to check out this Zoom that they got to be a part of during their small group time.
Hey, so this is KK and
Tiffany.
We are doing, this is actually 9th grade girls tea time. It's not even our small group time. We meet once a week for just time to get together and chill and hang out during our new normal. And we also have a Bible study that meets once a week. We wanted to just have a moment to touch base with the girls and share some stuff with you guys. So look at those smiles, they're so cute. What is your favorite thing to do with your small group and bonding with them?
During
Yes,
this
Taylor.
crazy COVID time.
Yes, during COVID. Taylor.
Okay, my name is Taylor, and my favorite thing to do with my small group is we have this thing, and it's a Bible study, and right now we are going through Philippians, and it's really helping me grow closer to God, and I'm getting to do it with some of my best friends.
Very cool. Yay. Anybody else? Yes, Drew. Drew, you're good.
My favorite thing to do is tea time because it gives me a chance to just relax and have fun, and we color.
That's true. Unless we're recording you like right now, of course, right? Amber, you started to say something, sweetie.
Well, my favorite thing is whenever we get to pray for the other people, because we get to hear what they got to say and stuff like that. And we get to pray for them and pray for their problems or other stuff. So it's what I like. I like hearing other people's problems and focus on them, not me.
Amen, sister. Kayla, picking on you, girl.
Other than our Bible studies we have, I like when sometimes we open up with icebreaker questions. Those are usually a lot of fun to hear people's answers.
And then if anybody has time to share, what is the funniest moment or silliest moment we've had since our new normal? Anybody want to share? Lila's raising her hand, I can tell. Yes, she is. Go.
My favorite, funniest moment was probably on Emma Swanson's birthday. I got to throw tortillas at her because I saw her eat a tortilla once, and I know she likes them, so that was fun.
You got to do a drive-by tortilla throwing.
Pretty fun.
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
And for the record, she also received some toilet paper from me, just so you're aware. It's important.
I love it. That small group looks like so much fun. And speaking of fun, why don't we go ahead and check out our game for today? We let the Willinghams play, and we don't know if that was the right choice, and y'all will see why here in a minute.
Hey guys, my name's Elise.
And I'm Samuel.
And today we're going to be playing Will It Stick, where we have to throw food items and see if it will stick to the plexiglass behind us. Mini cupcake.
Does that count? The next item, the cheese.
What do I say for this? Jelly bread? Jelly bread.
And the peanut butter bread.
Oh boy. Salami!
Next, bacon. Just throw the can at it.
Luncheon meat.
Next item, the avocado.
Certified chunk light tuna and water.
A bagel with some cream cheese.
Well, I suppose I was wrong. They did great at that game. Tell you what, good advice getting the Willinghams into play. But it's not always good advice that we hear here on PTSM Live. As a matter of fact, we've got a friend who gives out some bad advice. So y'all check this out.
Since we're stuck in quarantine, I have all this extra time to do things that I usually wouldn't get to do because of my crazy, chaotic spring schedule. And one thing I have definitely taken advantage of is being able to sleep late, and it is amazing. Until my mom decided that she wants me to wake up at 9 a.m. every single morning. What is some advice that I can get to say, hey, I need my sleep, and you probably need your sleep. And it's not like we have anywhere to be. We're in quarantine, so yeah, thanks guys.
Okay, so you want to sleep a little later, okay? Hey, you can do one or two things. First one, just set your every clock in the house a little later for 2 hours. That's 2 more hours of sleep that you can go for. The second one, right before you go to bed, hey, move your nightstand in front of the door, and you know what? Your mama can't get in. All right, so second caller.
Hi, my name is Evan, and my mom said that I wear way too much makeup. I highly disagree with that. I've been wearing makeup for as long as I can remember, and my motto is, a little makeup doesn't hurt. I absolutely love makeup. I cannot imagine my life without it, and I just really want to figure out a way to get my mom off my back.
Hey, you know what? It sounds to me, hey, you know what? Your mama just ain't wearing enough makeup. Tell her to put some on. Hello? Hello? What in Terror Nation? It must be bad connection. Gotta wind it up a little bit.
Hey, my mom keeps telling me that the reason I stay up till 2 a.m. every night is because I'm playing video games, which it is, but she tells me how bad they are and how they're going to ruin my life every single day. Is there anything that I could tell her that would make her stop hating them so much?
Okay. So you're staying up playing them little Nintendo games till 2 a.m. and your mom don't like it. So this is what you can do now, okay? Hey. Tell her that now you're ready for the zombie apocalypse. You know how to take care of them suckers, because they ain't no joke now. Or, hey, you can tell her that you've been working on a sports simulator, okay? And now you're ready for the draft, because, hey, you know how to do that, the Heisman move, or you know how to shoot a jumper. You know what I mean? So those are two things you can tell her. And you know what, be like, hey, mama, just take it lightly. Ain't no harm, no foul.
That is precisely what I meant. Bad advice down to the core. Please do not follow Bubba's advice in your own life. Now, on the flip side of bad advice, there is good advice. And what better place to look for good advice than in God's Word? In John chapter 13, it talks about love being a commandment that He has given us. And during this series called Love, Hate, we today are talking about what it would look like for love to be our filter.
That was awesome. Like, I need me a little bit of Bubba in my life, Andy.
Yes, good old Bubba. I think there's just something about his bad advice. It's just, I need it in my life.
It's so bad that it's good.
Oh, yeah, guaranteed.
Yeah. And we all need just a little bit of it. We just really
A little bit, just a little bit.
Well, speaking of really good, you might have noticed that Garrett might have gotten a little bit more attractive and a little bit stronger beard game over here, because this isn't Garrett. Garrett is actually in Oklahoma celebrating the birth of one of his sons with his family there. And this is none other than the Andy Kroll, McKinney student dude. Love Andy, known him for years, consider you a friend, right?
I hope so.
I hope so as well. And we both did time in Albuquerque.
Albuquerque,
that's right. And just love you, bro. Super excited about what you've done in McKinney and our friends that are there. And dude, just so thankful that you're jumping from all the other things that you do, jumping into the couch to help present a message today with me, man. That's super kind of you.
Thanks for having me. Yeah. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. And so Love Hate Week 2, talked last week about how we want to be all about love, letting love lead the way with our actions. And we're going into the week 2 of it today, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And speaking of love, you got a little
something?
Little bat in the cave. Get it? No, I'm just messing. You don't got anything on there.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
But has that ever happened to you? Like there's a special bond between a person, and I'm convinced that you can judge the level of true friendship based upon whether someone is looking out for you in a couple different ways. Number 1, food in the teeth. You get a little broccoli stuck in there, get that out. What about when your fly's down?
XYZ.
Check it before you wreck it.
Truth.
Check yourself. 3, how about, I do this all the time, oh my gosh, talking about somebody and that person's actually standing behind you?
Yes. Yeah, it happens. I mean, that's just the reality of it. It happens. And the thing about those moments is that they can be embarrassing. They can be embarrassing for you. They can be embarrassing for someone else. They can be embarrassing if you're on a Zoom call and someone starts peeing in front of the camera. We talk about that for a second?
I love that video.
Wow. Like that is awful. I don't know if you've seen that video, but it's a thing. So be careful, Zoom calls. It's a thing. But it's embarrassing to actually call somebody out a little bit on stuff like that too, because it's embarrassing for us and we know it's gonna be a little embarrassing for them. But sometimes we just have to embrace that awkward tension and decide that we're gonna do what's better for the other person, even though it might be a little embarrassing to tell or to be told.
Yeah. And so, I mean, have you ever felt that you should really say something to someone else, but you just weren't sure how to say it? Like, look, think about it. Like telling your friend that they have food in their face is one thing. That might be a little bit easier. Right. I think there's some things that we might tend to not say because of the tension it might cause. Like talking to a friend about a relationship that they're in that is maybe not so good for them. Or what about like confronting someone about decisions that they're making in their life that are just leading to some destructive or unhealthy habits. Mm-hmm. Or even speaking up about something that might actually get that person in trouble.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like speaking up in those situations are difficult, and I think we have a tendency to avoid those sometimes.
Yeah, we do. But then there's other people that are on the other side of that, Andy, where they're all about it. They like to be the person that calls people out on their stuff, that likes to put a finger in someone's chest. By the way, don't be that person.
Don't do
Yeah, you don't want to be that person because you don't want to have that reputation. People tend to avoid people like that. You don't want to be that person because regardless of the kind of person you are, we've all been there. We've been on one side of that before. We've either been the person that's been a little too excited to point out something embarrassing, or we've been the person that's received it. But regardless, we need to kind of figure out what the right way to do that is. We all know what it feels like to know these moments, but we need to know what to say, the right thing. We need to know to find ourselves unsure about what to say, when to say it, and we need to be the kind of people who aren't afraid to move forward and say it, regardless of how we feel about it. And that's really what love is. Love is choosing what's best for the other person and not what's most comfortable for you. That's what the difference is. And when you let love lead the way, it changes the way you talk to other people, even when it could be something potentially embarrassing. And Jesus talks about this very clearly. Love is kind of the way of following Jesus and of honoring God on this earth. And Jesus is real clear about it. In John 13, he puts it this way. He says, love one another as I have loved you, so you must love one another. And then one of Jesus' first disciples, John, He actually puts it this way when he writes about what he learned from Jesus later. He says, the message you've heard from the very beginning is this: we must love one another. And then we see it again when the Apostle Paul is writing to some of the first Christians in 1 Corinthians 6. He says, do all your work in love. And then even back again to John, one of the first disciples who was right there with Jesus to learn from him firsthand. He puts it this way: my children, our love should not be just words and talk. It must be true love, which shows itself in action. Love is the goal. Whether someone's doing something that's dangerous or risky or embarrassing or potentially harmful, or really honest, just plain dumb, Andy, because sometimes we can do stuff that's just plain dumb. We don't just avoid them and let them do their thing. If we really care about someone else, love means we take the risk to help them be their best and to make things right. Yep. And that means that we have to be the kind of people who are willing to have those kinds of conversations. But if you're like me, you've always struggled with knowing when's the right time, how do I do it, and what do I do next? And in Galatians chapter 6, this is a letter that actually talks to a group of people in a church about making wise choices and reacting the right way to things that are being thrown at them. And in Galatians 6, this is what we read. Dear brothers and sisters, if another believer is overcome by some sin, you who are godly should gently and humbly help that person back onto the right path. And be careful not to fall into that same temptation yourself. See, right here, we're being told that we have a responsibility to show love. But hear this, loving means that we need to genuinely want for them to get back on the right track and to be their best. Not just for you to look the best. Your motive has to be to help them move forward, move past what's been getting them in trouble or holding them back, and help them to be something different than they've seen. You and I should actually go further than just saying something to someone. We should help someone get back to the best place they can be, to get back on track to what God says best. That is a filter of love.
Yeah, that doesn't mean we put ourselves in like these compromising situations or like we have to control our friends, what they do, what they say. Like, and you may actually know a friend that does that. They feel like they have to be in control of these things. And I'm here to tell you, look, love and control, not the same thing. Love, control, opposite ends of the room, right? And Paul says that we should help in a gentle and humble way that actually points them back to God's path. So gentle, that means what I say should be respectful and it needs to be easy to receive. Humble, I mean, look, you're not a jerk about it. Like I'm not a jerk about how I'm going to say it or even where I say it. Paul continues in Galatians 6:2, says, share each other's burdens and in this way obey the law of Christ. Look, I know these words could be confusing, but if you ever seen someone like in the gym working out on a bench press or seen someone, you know, I think the most important position there is a spotter, right? So for instance, you know, if I'm at the gym, which clearly I am all the time.
Always, all the time.
Yeah, you see
every
that?
day.
Yeah, at the vending machine, not actually lifting weights.
That too.
But so if I'm at the gym and I'm on the bench press and I'm lifting, you know, I got that heavy weight and I'm going, Colby's gonna be my spotter. So he's standing there right beside me. If that weight gets a little bit too heavy, if I can't fully lift it back up, he's gonna be the one to grab that with me and put it back up on the rack to help me out. Look, and that means, like that's the same thing. Like when we do stuff like that, that is how we bear each other's burdens. That's how we share each other's burdens. We could be each other's spotters.
Yeah.
When we care deeply for someone, look, we owe it to each other to speak out. Right. We owe it to each other to speak out and speak up. When we need each other, look, we just don't point fingers. We're going to share our burdens. We're going to share them. But the how we say it is just as important as what we say.
That's right. That's really good, man. So when we speak up, we need to choose to be kind and helpful and encouraging. I mean, we live in a really negative world that's already full of a lot of negativity and negative energy. We have a lot of people that are just saying what they want to say to be heard and to be loud. It doesn't necessarily help the people that are around them. And this is where we have the opportunity to do that. When we let love be our filter, it means that we're actually looking to help people with what we say. Yeah. And the best way we can do that is to, again, if we're not thinking about ourselves, we're thinking about the other person. That's a lot of what love is. And we want to let love be our filter. Now, if you think about filters, you might immediately go to me and think of your phone, right? You think about a snap filter, you think about a filter on Instagram. But so we were thinking about that, and so we asked our friend Gracie to actually take a picture of us and to actually apply a filter to it. And she did a great job of making us absolutely spectacular.
Yes. Oh,
I mean, she
way
made
better.
us sparkly. She made us adorable and lovable. She even made us a little Hollywood, if we're honest, and made us look better than we really are.
I like that.
And that should be really what a filter does. A filter should accentuate, should bring up to the surface the very best of what something is. That's what a filter should do, whether it's filtering water, whether it's filtering your pictures, whether it's filtering your words. Because here's the thing, we need people in our lives to be real with us. And not just being real, which means being truthful, but being helpful. In fact, we have a friend who's actually going through some counseling right now. And the thing that his counselor has been telling him is that it's not enough just to be truthful with what you say, but you have to be helpful with what you say. And those are really good words to live by. You are going to be the best boyfriend, girlfriend, best friend, teammate, classmate, brother, sister that you can possibly be if you let love be your filter and you decide that you are going to help bring out the best in other people. If you and I do that, and we take the responsibility to help somebody else be their best, we're literally going to be that kind of person that brings out the best in someone else. And so as we kind of get ready to close out our time, here are 3 things that we really want you to hold on to. Here's the first one, okay? Let love be your filter for your involvement. You know, one of the things you have to ask yourself is, am I the right one to say this right now? Have I been a jerk and maybe blown the kind of respect that I need to say this to this person? Or am I not close enough to this person to say that? Maybe instead I need to go to a classmate or a teammate or a best friend or a small group leader or a parent that has that kind of relationship that can say that. So that's the first thing I need to ask. Maybe it's not me to say it, but I'm the one that's noticing it. Number 2 is let love be the filter of your words. Think about it, man. If somebody had to come to you and say something really hard to you, but you needed to hear it, what would be the way that you would need to hear that? How would it need to be worded? Where would it need to be said? How would it need to be said? Think about that. Let love be your filter. When you really care about someone else, you know that love is going to filter those words, the words that are used, the way they come out, and how they sound. Good. And then lastly, let love be the filter for your actions and your reactions. Because if you come across as like a little judgy or shaming, that's not going to help them. Love brings people together. Love helps bring out the best. Love wants the best for the other person, even if it makes you feel a little uncomfortable. And be thinking about that, because you need to let love be the filter of your actions and your reactions. When we do this well, we are helping people be their very best. And that's what I want for myself. It's what I want for you. And if we do this together, we're going to positively influence the people around us if love is our filter. Again, 1 John 3, this is what we remember reading. Our love should not be just words and talk. It must be true love, which shows itself in action. How would you want to hear this message? What would you want to hear from someone else? And how can we pass that on and do that for someone else by letting love be the filter?
When we let love be our filter, we wind up sharing the burdens of those we love. We share the burdens with those we love. Like, imagine what our lives would look like.
Yep.
Like, if love was our actual filter, like, what would our lives look like with our families, with our friend circles, on our sports teams, in our schools? Like, things could change.
Yeah.
Look, we're called to be different. We are called to be, say, talk, react differently. Yep. And we're called to love, and we're called to love big. So let's be a people who let love be our filter. Let's do it. We're going to be a people that lets love be our filter.
Yeah.
So that we can help those we love stay headed in the best direction. So let me pray for us. Man, God, we thank you so much just for who you are, God, and just what you do in our lives and for the blessings that you give us, God. Right now, I just pray for myself. I pray for Pastor Colby, Father. I pray for our friends watching today, God, that you just let us love. You gave us a perfect example of love through your Son, Jesus Christ, Father. Let us live that example of love, Father, and be kind and be humble in the things that we do and things that we say, Father. God, most importantly, let us just point people back to you, and everything that we do, may it glorify you and honor you, God. So we love you. We trust you. It's in your name we pray, God. We love you. Amen. So we're getting ready to enter into a time of worship. And so I encourage you, man, if you want to sing along, do it. That's awesome. If not, read the words. I want to challenge you to let these words really soak in. Let these words change you. Let them challenge you. Don't stay comfortable. Change doesn't come from being comfortable. Let these words challenge you to move into a direction that's going to bring you closer to God. And so let's go ahead and enter into this time of worship together.
Man, I love that we are talking today about letting love be our filter. The song that we're going to sing in just a second is one that we love so much. And when I was preparing it, I had this thought about this line that we sing pretty often. It's in the chorus, and usually we focus on the bridge of the song, and it's beautiful. But there's this line that stuck out to me that I thought fit really well with this idea of letting love be our filter. And it's in the chorus, and it says, "Show me who you are, and fill me with your heart, and lead me in your love to those around me." And that impacted me because it reminded me that whenever we are shown more of God's nature and his character and his love, and then we take that on ourselves, it helps us give eyes to see the world in a different way. It lets God's love and Jesus's love be the filter in which we look at every circumstance, at every situation, at every person that we might come in contact with, and that changes everything. So as we sing this song, I want to encourage you to think about an area in your life that you could be changing your filter and letting love, the love of Jesus, be that filter for you. So
worthy of every song we could ever sing, worthy of all the praise we could ever bring. You're worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one who could ever save. You're worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Oh, we live for you, God. We sing holy. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder. Show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. Worthy of every song we could ever sing, worthy of all the praise we could ever bring. You're worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. We live for you. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one who could ever save. You're worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Oh, we live for you, God. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder and show me who you are and fill me heart and lead me in your love to those around me. And I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation. I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not be shaken. I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation. I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not be shaken. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder and show me who you are, and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. Show me who you are, and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me.
Wow, that was so good.
Yes, love that.
Yeah, we really need to be reminded that love is meant to build us up, and that through love we can build others up too. And when we let that love build our lives, we're part of a bigger solution to things. And so, hey, this time exists so that we can gather together the best way we can, because this is what we have right now. Is we have this, and we have our small groups. And so I want to encourage you, if you haven't liked and subscribed this, if you haven't been helping us spread the word and invite other people, please do that, because I still feel like there's a lot of people who don't know about this, and we want to include other people, because right now we could really use some encouragement. And if you're not connected with a small group yet, we really want to encourage you. Go to McKinney, go to Frisco. We want you to be part of small groups. This is a big way we connect right now. And for now, we're connecting through screens still. But you know what? In the future, that's going to change. And we're believing it's going to be sooner than later. We're hoping, all right? But you want to be part of knowing how to connect with us. And so if you're not connecting with a group right now, or it's been a while since you did, please email us, ptsmgroups@prestontrail.org, ptsmgroups@prestontrail.org. We're going to get back to you, and we're going to help you connect with a group that's going to help you know that you matter and you're valued. And look, if there's anything we can do to help you, please reach out to us, because we're for you. You can find us on social media. You can DM us. You can text us if you have our numbers. If you don't, we can get those to you. But here's the thing. You're not alone. We love you. You matter, and we can't wait to see you, even if it's through a screen, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much for joining us. Yeah.
See you guys later.
See ya.